There are only 4 major attractions in this park, so in the little over 4 hours that I have to do it, I'm pretty sure I'll get more than a mouthful, more than a, say, Halloween stash is full, because we're going to definitely get that today, despite it being Saturday and a late afternoon. It's not too busy, as you can tell by the parking lot on the way in. Looking forward to sharing it with you. It's going to be a great time. Holiday World. Let's get started. Since it's taken so long to get here, it's so hot, I could probably put this map on my head and it would just stick in place. I'm going to do the rides in the order of which they were introduced and my length of anticipation to ride them. So that means that conveniently we get to ride Raven first, which is just over here. First ride on the Circle Tour at Holiday World is the Raven, which I got a non-wheel seat, back seat ride on for my first voyage with it. That's a Segway, of course. Wow, I don't even know what to say. If that is by any basis the weakest coaster in this park, then I'm in for an incredible night, because that was unbelievable and everything that I expected and beyond, because I've never really studied the trajectory or the course of this ride, nor have I watched any on-ride POVs. I wanted everything to be fresh, so that's going to be the same for most of the rides today. But what an incredible terrain coaster. You can tell already that this park takes these rides very seriously. If they built that in 1995, at the time was considered one of the best wooden roller coasters in the world, and it still holds up despite any retracking or otherwise. An incredible turnaround over the lake, just an overall crazy ride. All right, we're off to the next destination on the Circle Tour, which is the Legend. This ride has taken the crown from the Raven in 2000, but the crown from the Legend has been taken away once again in this park for reasons that you'll know later on. Here it comes, the Legend. Fearful Falls is right next to the Legend, I decided to do it first, and wow, if anything, it was a pretty sweet log flume. I definitely enjoyed it, but if there's any reason to go on this ride, especially in the sequence that I just did it, you get that incredible view of the Legend just before going up the lift. Oh, I cannot wait to go on it. It just looks astounding from that vantage point, so we're going there right now. Let's not waste any more time. Unless there's something else that'll distract me before I get there again. Just got off the Legend. It's the same situation as the Raven, as I did not actually know anything about the course of this ride before riding it. And I cannot believe that ride. That was unbelievable, and probably a contestant for the top of the tier when it comes to wood coasters. What more can I say? Other than that is a terrain coaster on steroids. It is perfectly built into the hillside of which it's located, so you have no idea what the course is or how it's laid out. That second major drop past the sort of water park section in the back there by the log flume, unrelenting. I loved it. It was everything that I could have imagined and more. There seems to be a running theme at this park, and I still have the best coaster on record to come. It's an exciting time here at Holiday World, and I can't wait to get on more. Also, this ride will be an incredible night ride. I thought Raven would be amazing, but now we have Legend to look forward to as well, so it only gets better, and I don't have that much time for night rides. Theoretically, I got like 20 minutes, so here's hoping I'll be able to pack them all in a short span of time. Right then, got my soda, and we're gonna go off and enjoy Thanksgiving. It's actually only 2 weeks away from where I'm from, but here in the States it's 6 weeks away, and happens to be in the greatest time of year, also known as my birthday. Anyhow, just figured I'd drop that in once. I've come far enough south to encounter a rapids ride that's working. I'm gonna do this immediately after I do my next 2 credits. You will get wet, but it's all right because it is hot in Indiana today. I am still blown away by how good those first 2 rides have been, that I feel like I'm gonna try to yabber as much as I can for now before I just start binge riding them later and put the camera away. This is the Safari Outpost, which features children's rides and some water rides and a whole lot of lockers, obviously for water slides. The time has come, or so I hope, because when I was on Legend earlier, I noticed that the train for Voyage coming across the brake run was empty. Not a good sign. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's nothing like being a theme park enthusiast and really worrying whether or not you're going to get your credit for the first time. I have faith in this park that they will deliver. There's a maintenance worker on the lift hill currently testing the ride, which looks like if that run goes successfully, based on that, I'm not so sure it'll go well, but here's hoping. We're going in. Just opened. Try. Could not have a more beautiful build up to this ride right now. Oh my days.
Welcome to the Voyage. If you're next in line to ride, please stand clear of the opening queue.
Well, it's done. That's 2 consecutive rides in the back on Voyage. That might not have been the right call because the back seat is not a wheel, or is a wheel seat. So I subjected myself to that twice in a row. And maybe got a little bit injured on the ride in my neck. We'll see. I think that I mastered it on the second try though, because you really got to ride this ride like a bunking bronco. Steel Vengeance has got nothing on it, honestly. That's a new number one. It's unbelievable. For a wood coaster, is it going to take my overall number one spot? Not currently, but I might think about that in hindsight after a night ride, because that's going to be crucial to that decision. What an incredible ride. I actually have to take a break from it because that was so intense, and I'm really flabbergasted, so I'm probably going to have a more thorough review later after that night ride to conclude the vlog. But it was everything that you would imagine a legendary status coaster to be, and then some. A funny joke actually on the train while I was on there, as one of the kids asked, "Is it that bad?" And he said, you know, it's fine, it's just a little bit longer than Legend. And we both had a laugh at that. Whew. I am just overwhelmed by what I just experienced. And I still got one more coaster to go. So let's go to Thunderhawk and get that done. And then we'll finish our circle tour here of the park. The sun's about to set. Park's gonna get a little bit quieter. We're gonna check out some of the haunt events that they have going on. There's not like a proper haunt event here. There's a scare maze, a children's sort of 3D scare maze as well, and then a couple of themed elements that'll probably light up as the sun goes down. So enjoy this second half after Thunderhawk of the vlog. I can't help but have my head scrambled a bit because I just went on Voyage for the first time. Let's carry on.
That wouldn't count, right?
Safety check. Ice gates are clear. Thunderbird, clear for launch. Bye guys, have fun.
Thunderbird is done. 4 consecutive rides. 2 in the left and 2 in the right. Favorite spot? Probably gonna be that front left, as you get the maximum amount of floater sensation off of that first Immelman, as I will highlight for you right now. The sun is going down and the circle tour is complete, so I'm now gonna go back onto the other side of the park. I'll probably get another ride on Voyage closer to the front, as I spoil myself with 2 neck-cracking backseat rides. And then I'll probably go to the scare maze that is just inside Thanksgiving here. Check it out before the night takes over here at Holiday World. As far as Thunderhawk is concerned, an excellent wing coaster. I think it might rate as my favorite wing coaster because I'm not a big fan of these rides, as anyone that follows the channel probably knows. But this one holds the speed that I would expect for maximum thrills of this design. I love those 2 final inversions, the airtime heartline roll in addition to the straight heartline roll at the end of the ride. A great head chopper on the right side for that particular element. Yeah, no complaints. It was actually a really good ride compared to X-Flight and Gatekeeper and just rides that I generally find, I don't know what it is about them, but I just don't find them that entertaining or actually excitable. It is 6 o'clock, and that means that a lot of the kids' focused events are done with. So as you'll notice, the park is emptying out somewhat.
Good evening, I am Count Claus.
Also notice that Thunderhawk actually went down. no sooner than I went and did those 4 rides. So count my blessings if it doesn't come back up, that I got it in time. It is time to get scared. The only haunted house here at Holiday World. I don't think there's scare actors in there. From what I understand, it is just a maze of sorts. Really hard to you know, I'm about to go on Voyage for this sunset ride, so I'm gonna get this done now. It's a little bit of a lineup, so we might actually go to the washroom first. Or we'll just go in. It's time for Scare B&B. I'm not entirely sure if they allow filming, but we'll find out soon enough. Scare B&B. Turns out that this is actually an old log flume from what it looks like, or a giant wave. I think it's a giant wave that unfortunately is not in function anymore. And the bonus is that we're actually allowed to record on Scare B&B. So we're just waiting for a couple people to go through before we actually do that. Scare B&B. Welcome to Scare B&B. How do we get through? We got a guided tour. Wrong way. Don't trust the ghouls. They all spoiled it for me and ruined the surprise of the maze. But thank you for your help. again, that wasn't a bad little haunted house. Definitely sort of like a hybrid between kid-friendly, a couple of, well, there was really only one actor in there that just threw down a slide wall and had a bright orange shirt on. I don't think he quite caught him, but he did have zombie makeup on, so that's cool. Outside of that, though, we're going back on voyage. There seems to be fog forming in the valley here. Thus, I think we're going to get a nice atmosphere in the park tonight. As the turkey whirl goes around, probably the best themed tilt-a-whirl in the world. That's timid with roller coasters went on this ride with you, the Voyage, without them knowing anything about it, because how could they? Because the entire ride is basically hidden in a forest at the back of the park. They never forgive you. And those are cheers from it in the background. Honestly, I don't know how that is legal. It's just unbelievable. 4 rides. Now I just did 2 in the front, or at least a non-wheel seat, 3 rows back. Whew. I cannot believe how good that ride is. It's really like, it's one of those rare circumstances where it's beyond describing anyway, so there's really no point in actually describing the Voyage other than to tell you to get down here and do it and hold on for your dear life, because oh my, is it ever rough sometimes in certain sections if you are on a wheel seat, as it should be, because it's so fast. It's just unbelievable. Alright, I'm gonna go now to the Legend and get a ride just before it gets dark here, and also the Raven, and then we're gonna come back and do it all over again. Well, foolishly, I hadn't done this earlier, so now I gotta do it now. But it's a rapids that's open, so that means it's a rapids we be riding. Obligatory raft ride is done, and not so bad. Not really. It was neatly themed and beautifully located within the park. However, I'm not too wet, so yeah, it was pretty manageable. So no complaints there, and I'm glad I did it. And now it's time to get on the big 3 again before the day is through. They can tell when enthusiasts are coming here. Ride operators and such can tell that you are an enthusiast. It's a rather beautifully situated roundup, and we have Liberty Launch on the side here as well. Liberty Launch has to be the shortest shot tower I've ever seen. I almost want to ride it ironically. Just finishing a little perusal of the kids/adult area here as we make our way back to Legend. I have a quick inquiry to do with guest services, and then I will return with you guys in a moment. Star-Spangled Carousel. Alright, well, another one of the attractions here is Carnival Chaos. for the scares, but this is a more kid-friendly. Thanks for saying hi. Thank you. Oh, the arrows on the ground. They go elsewhere. But the arrows have sent me in back the way I came. It's not where I want to go. I'm already freaking out here. Oh my god. Don't follow the arrows on the ground. Shot at me. Person is a wax figure. Oh! Hello. Farewell. Woo. Happy Halloween. Oh, there you go. That's a lamp head. He had a lamp for a head. Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I've been through one of these. Oh. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, that is a very good effect. No, that's me. There is no way out. I can see them, but where is he? There he is. All right, we're out. Ooh, he had a scarier expression than any of the actors in there. Really have to give compliments to the choice of music in this park for Halloween. It's been really kind of like tongue-in-cheek and you know, not eerie. There's been a couple of moments, kind of like how Raven Station looks right now. This is going to be my last time coming to Raven, as we're going to make our way deeper into the park. Which means I'll probably get 2 rides on it, and then make my way back to Legend. Going out of order here because I asked guest services just about GoPros. Unfortunately not allowed unless prearranged. We'll see if we can do that next time. But for now, it's Raven in the front, as we missed it last time. 2 consecutive rides on Raven in the dark, or near dark. 2 consecutive rides in the very front seat. Tremendous ride, and also because it's not as rattly up there, more forgiving on the head. You can't see me well, but we gotta hustle. I'm just gonna enjoy the last hour. Again, a mini Hollywood Nights event, I guess, in a way, happening here, minus the lack of trims, which, to be honest with you, I don't really want today. I don't think my head could really put up with the stress of going on the voyage without trims today. That'll be maybe next year. Who knows? I might come for that event next year. I will admit it's going to be a bit tricky working out with the single trains on service today and slower dispatches at times, although the kids are gone, which tends to slow things down. I got to get on Legend and then get all the way to the back of the park, which I think, unfortunately, Thunderhawk is going to be sacrificed on the night rides because there's just not going to be enough time. Because you have to factor in the length of time that the voyage takes. It's pretty much a 10-minute commitment every time, even as a walk-on. Also going to try to capture as much of the evening as possible, but luckily Legend is a walk-on, so we should be able to capture this train on the way back. Also next to impossible to record that ride without access to the water park because it's kind of built in the back recess area. As I mentioned, go on the log flume, you'll get a tremendous view of it. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy it. All right, the Legend at night. This is going to be legendary. I feel I haven't gotten enough justice to rain vid, so I wanted to mention that second dip into the valley before the turns leading back to the station. Love that element of the ride. These terrain coasters are just next level. I just don't know what to say other than get here and enjoy them because they are the best in the world. It is remarkable that they have 3 of them in this park. We're gonna walk onto the front. So you get off of Legend, 2 rides in a row, you do the front, you do the back, you come back into the Pepsi station as you need to get your thirst quench. Root beer. Okay, root beer it is. I don't know if I highlighted the selection choices. It is a half an hour to park close. I do not think we're gonna get to Thunderhawk in time. I'm fine with that because we're just about to marathon the voyage at night. What other way to end the night? In most parks, that ride that you can't see in the trees there would be enough to solidify it in folklore. But not only does this park have that ride back there, Legend, which is an unbelievable ride in the dark. That double helix, whew, I cannot bring to words what that just did to me. Other than make me semi-nauseous because it's just so crazy. It's just unrelenting, the speed on that ride. I know I had a retracking done last year, I believe, so it's running very fast and unrelentless. So, how do you top that? You figure most parks wouldn't, but it just so happens this park has the best wooden roller coaster in the world. I did say earlier this year, after riding Shivering Timbers, could there possibly be a better out and back out there? How foolish of me to forget the best out and back out there. Okay, finish my root beer. I'll see you after a couple of marathon rides. Night rides on voyage, probably gonna get 2 more in. It's actually warmed up a bit and oddly is less jarring as it was earlier. And that is the end of the night voyage reaction there. That's how it is. Get yourself here. And with that, the voyage comes to an end. Our journey comes to an end at this really astronomically understated park. Like, I don't know really what to say other than it is one of the most famous parks for enthusiasts. But you have 4 world-class rides here. Anyone that lives in this area and has Indiana Beach, or say anyone that lives in this area and has Holiday World to brag about as their home park is way too spoiled, because they're gonna go to other parks and be like, well, this is what you guys ride? Because wow, it's unbelievable. We're gonna get out of the park now, I'm gonna give a couple of sum-ups of 3 rides in a row on the voyage. One thing I should mention, however, the rides here close 5 to 10 minutes before the actual park closes. That is the lines themselves. So make sure that you get in those lines early. If you want a night ride, say on the voyage, don't get caught out like I did, not being on that final train, unless you kind of snuck into the exit and begged the ride ops to let you on that final train, which is exactly what happened to me there. So I'll see you at the front entrance. I'll give you a little bit of atmosphere on the way out. It's Halloween all year here at Holiday World. Wasn't a bad Halloween event, to be honest, though. I enjoyed it. There was way more scare mazes than I anticipated. Did not get on Thunderhawk for my final ride in the dark, or at least a ride in the dark, which is fine. You kind of want to leave, as per when you go to a city that you love, you want to leave something in a park that you love for the next time you come in. And that certainly will be the case here. As far as my next visit is concerned, well, there's definitely a Midwest tour planned next spring centered around Tumbili Twister. I believe those plans will equate to me coming back to this park somewhere around Hollywood Nights to experience that for the first time. I've never been to a exclusive enthusiast event anymore. I do have my reservations about going to such an event. Nothing that I'm really going to talk about in the channel, or at least at the moment, other than I don't really enjoy, I don't come to the parks to argue what is the best coaster or what kind of trim brakes should be applied to blah blah blah, or to quiz each other on the knowledge of coasters themselves and then be quick to correct and say, you know, be in a position of authority from a knowledge-based perspective as far as enthusiasts are concerned. I do find it kind of annoying. So we'll see. I said I wasn't going to say anything, and then sure enough I go and say that. Yeah, we'll see you outside the park here. Okay, well that is a wrap from Holiday World here. Can you tell when I don't want to leave a park? Even when I have cranial head trauma due to the relentless nature of some of the rides here? Well, that's definitely the case today. Whew! Unbelievable day, and only 4.5 hours here at Holiday World. 7 rides on the voyage, 3 of them night rides. That's probably a pretty big haul for most people that are coming here, say, in the middle of the summer. So I highly recommend coming for this fall event, as re-rides are what are on the docket when you come here. And also night rides, without having to go to Hollywood Nights, which is a much busier event in its own right. I rode the voyage with another enthusiast that had bragged that he had been on it 18 times today. That is not something I would be able to do in the with trims or no trims. It is the best wooden roller coaster in the world. I finally got here. What's going to top that? I've been on El Toro now, I've been on Shivering Timbers, I've been on this ride, and there's really nothing that can compare. There was a funny joke with that same enthusiast about they were comparing wheel seats on El Toro to this ride, or the voyage, and I would say that El Toro is way rougher, and also El Toro is not currently running, whereas the voyage is, and is meticulously taken care of. It's not the smoothest ride in the world, and nor can it be, because of how fast and unrelentless that thing is. Every roller coaster that's a wood one should be based on a blueprint like that. I only rode the Beast at night yesterday, and here I was singing the praises of that particular ride, and now here we have the Voyage. That's a lot to say without actually technically reviewing most of the ride, but I would say that my favorite element on that coaster is the second entry into the tunnel after you've done the turnaround. That whole section of the turnaround is remarkable and unlike anything I've ever ridden before. I'm just speechless, and many people have been about that ride. It's just that good. I wish I could get POVs, but unfortunately that kind of has to be arranged in advance. That may happen at another time, say another visit in the future. But for now, I'm gonna have to wrap things up. I didn't even cover the Legend really, and that crazy double helix in the woods in the dark, which was unbelievable as well. I got 2 rides at the end on that, front and back. Again, I have to re-emphasize, if you're coming to this park and you want to have that choice of getting just right onto the front or to the back seat with a walk-on, well, this is the time of year to do it. I feel super spoiled. I'm speechless. I didn't even mention Raven, other than the dark night ride on Raven there. The first run through the course, I had a bunch of cobwebs on my face in the front, sitting in the front seat. And also when you do that turnaround near the pond, you get a little bit of mosquitoes and whatever bugs are going on out there. Yeah, just prepare for that. If you're doing a night ride on that particular ride. Oddly didn't happen on Legend, but it certainly happened on that and not on the Voyage. Anyhow, what a day. This wrap up has taken forever, but that's what happens when you're at a remarkable park, and I still have a 3-hour journey back to my hotel, so I better get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. An incredible event. Not the most amazing scare event by any stretch of the imagination, but that's not what it's about. But other than that, I definitely enjoyed some of the Halloween decorations. It's daytime themed. There's no fog or anything like that. But it was nice compared to some of the other parks that I've seen, which has been rather sparse as far as decorative elements. I'm not sure how much of it's permanent, but at the same time, it was very nice and well laid out. All right, guys, that's it. That's Holiday World 2022. We finally made it. Thank you for joining me in this incredible day. Always enjoy.